Welcome to Simply Elegant. Growing up in New York City, I used to eat hot dogs, pizza, and Jamaican beef patties. So here today on Simply Elegant, I am going to show you how to recreate one of my all-time favorite childhood recipes. You will need 1 small onion in stock, breadcrumbs, some curry powder, some thyme, salt, olive oil or vegetable oil, 3 green onions, some beef, 1 pound of that. You'll need 1 egg, puff pastry sheets. To start by heating up your pan on medium heat. You want to add 3 tablespoons of some vegetable or olive oil, and this is going to be used to saute our onion and green onion and garlic. I have 3 green onions here, just cutting off the roots. We're going to chop these into small pieces. Okay. Now we are going to cut the end of our onion. Cut the other end off as well. Cut it in half and peel the outer layer. Same thing with the other one. And then what I like to do is cut little lines just like this. This makes it a lot easier to dice. And then cut little lines going about 75% of the way. Like that. And then just chop it down and it becomes small little pieces. We are now going to add our onion, green onion, and garlic into our heated up oil. So I am dumping our onion and scallion. You can hear the oil sizzling. And to this, we are going to add either 3 small cloves of garlic or 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. You can also add a pepper if you'd want to. I didn't have any peppers on hand, so I'm just using the onion and the scallion and garlic. But the pepper, like a habanero or Fresno pepper, would add great spice. And if you have a pepper and don't want it to be too spicy, just leave out the seeds. And that'll give it the spice without the extra spiciness. So it's been about a minute or 2, and it's still not cooked all the way through, but we are going to add our ground beef. So I have a pound of ground beef that I am just going to dump in there. And then give it a saute. You can turn the heat up at this point to a medium-high heat so that the beef can cook thoroughly through. So this is going to cook for about 8 minutes or until the beef looks like it's thoroughly cooked through. Onions and garlic have finally cooked, so now it is time to add the seasonings. Start off by adding 2 teaspoons of curry powder. And then that smell is just so aromatic. It smells so comforting. We're going to add a teaspoon and a half of some dried thyme. You can definitely use fresh as well. We are going to add 2 teaspoons of salt to start off, and then later when you taste the meat you can add some more depending on if you feel like it needs more salt or not. I'm using sea salt, it has a stronger flavor. And last but not least, a 1/4 cup of chicken stock or chicken broth. It's going to create a little bit of a sauce. We're going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes or until it starts to thicken up. Through the cooking, we're going to also add 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. You can use plain or Italian, and this is also going to help our beef mixture thicken up a little bit. You could turn the heat down to medium at this point as well. And we're gonna let this cook for another 3 minutes. As you can see here, our beef patty mixture or filling is done. So I turned off the heat. I'm gonna remove it from the stove and let that cool off for about 10 minutes so it's easier to handle with the puff pastry. So we are going to crack an egg into a small bowl, and this is going to help seal our puff pastry when we are folding it. Poke the yolk, whip it around. Puff pastry is defrosted. We're going to roll it out to get rid of the lines and creases. So just use a rolling pin, gently roll it out. Using a pizza cutter or a knife, you're gonna cut this in half. Just like that. Now you're going to spoon some of your beef filling into the center, just like that. I'd say about 1/2 cup or so. It smells so good. Maybe a little bit more if you can fit a little bit more in there. Then you're going to take your egg wash, brush the edge of the entire puff pastry. Remember, this is going to help seal it shut. Then you want to just fold it over, just like that. And then you're going to use a fork, and then you're going to crimp it to seal it shut even further. Just like that. Last but not least, we are going to brush the tops of each beef patty with a little bit of our egg. Time lapse. Look at these beef patties. They have come out of the oven. They cooked for about 18 minutes total, and look at that golden brown color that was created from the egg wash on top. So now, I'm going to take one of these, put it onto a plate, and I want to show you guys the inside. Do you hear how crispy and flaky that is? One of the reasons why I love working with puff pastry. Okay, so now, look at this. That beef, I can smell that curry powder. All of the seasonings that we put in there, like the garlic, the onion, and the green onion. This is gonna be nice and delicious. Thank you for joining me once again on Simply Elegant. I hope that you give this recipe a try, as it is one of my absolute favorites. And remember to keep things simple yet elegant.